This guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at him. As happy as he wants to be.
Hello,
ladies and gentlemen. As you can see.
Oh, wait. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I think it is, motherfuckers. Number one.
Nobody's looking for you.
KG, where's my belt? Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me.
Nobody is looking for you, Otis.
As the reigning, defending, undisputed 2024 Picks Le Champion.
Provisional.
Say it
provisional.
Again.
How you gonna be provisional? I just provided y'all with the first
provision
win of 2024.
Champion. You can't be the 2024 champion until the end of the year. But right now, you're just the champion.
Oh, so I'll bite. That would make me the reigning, defending, undisputed 2023 Picks champion.
Oh, if you want to bring up old shit, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, 2023 is past.
Foremost, a.k.a. Black French. Make sure you get your drink on to help me celebrate. And TrophySmack.com, where I just smacked these two jabronis with this trophy. The trophy over there with the big guy, KG. Show it again. Show it again. You ain't got nothing better to do. Show it again. Come on with it. Yes. Look at that. It's sexy. Oh, it's sexy. Look at that logo. Oh, snap. Oh, don't we have the Wrestlemaniacs on there? That way you can see that too. Get up close. Show the peoples. Show the peoples. That way they know that, we represent it. Yes. Look at that. Sexy. Sexy. Oh, that's some sex right there too. Ooh, look at that. You see them women over there dancing on the intro? They was dancing for me because they knew I won.
Go ahead and get hit with the unicorn tonight.
Hey guys, I didn't know y'all was here. I'll tell you what. Let me show you how confident I am in, some garden tools over there dancing for us. That's some waving right there. So you ain't even got to worry about a unicorn. That's what champs do. We make sure we are close by in proximity so we don't have no problems. Learned that from a pimp named Slickback.
Well,
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as you can ascertain,
Mr. Let's be clear. I did not sleep with that woman. I do not know her teens.
And he's got the belt for right now, so congratulations and whatever. You'll be all right.
You don't need me anymore, do you? I mean, I pretty much did what I came to do. I came, I told y'all what was going to happen. Well, yeah, been a pretty eventful month so far.
Can we get to the Royal Rumble react and get this going?
Oh, yes, that's right. There was a pay-per-view, a premium live event that happened tonight that, caused there to be some controversy amongst the trio. I was confident in exactly what I said was going to happen. So we will recap it in the order of the winning picks that I made, minus this first one. So we're going to go out of order of what was aired, but let's talk about Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. In perspective, almost the match of the night. The second match was.
I can't give a match of the night for this for tonight. This whole pay-per-view was just like.
I got one that I think is kind of a little bit more you can favor or lean towards. There's no glazing winner. But there's one that, you could kind of lean into like, okay, I kind of get it. But what'd you think of Logan Paul's performance? We knew KO was going to show up and show out. But the finish, I thought was smart. That way, that gives them an opportunity to build a little bit more, make that a Mania-worthy match. And then, that's something that can probably go on Mania Saturday and be an in-between buffer, but, still give Logan Paul a WrestleMania moment, and as well as give KO a WrestleMania moment for a possible title change. What was your thoughts, Sumo?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good match for what it was. Logan did his thing. KO, like you said, he did his thing. The aspect of the brass knuckles, especially with them being brought in by Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. What was the point? What was the point of that? But to bring them into it.
It was the distraction. Think about it like a magician.
Why them specifically? Why them?
Well, you just needed two heels,
especially since they were going to be in the match. So I don't know.
Just two heels. I was thinking about it on Friday. Like, man, I haven't seen Austin Theory really in anything major in quite some time. We see Grayson Waller, but what the heck is A-Town down?
I mean, I do know they did have a storyline. I thought they ended that storyline they had with them for with him and them and Kevin Owens to go to this, but I don't know.
No, just something, a transitional.
I mean, it's like
find a way to get the Nucks in. What about you, KG?
Find a way to get the nuts in.
The Nucks.
Okay. No, because we
too much foremost. Too much foremost.
Let me explain something. Well, I guess I'll get to that when we talk about Royal Rumble and that the phrase of the night. But I can't give it match of the night. I mean, I didn't like the finish.
No, I'd say match of the night. I said it's kind of close. I have a particular one I think was match of the night, but I was saying it's almost for what we had. It was a pretty good match. It's better than the Fatal 4-Way.
Perry said this could have been just two Royal Rumble matches. The non-Royal Rumble matches were men. I agree. I'm not a Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I don't really care for those dudes too much. It's so many people that have left blood on mats around the world that deserve to be in that position more than they do. And I think that if that was Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, Aleister Black, guys like that in that position where Logan Paul is, it'd be more exciting. But I didn't like the finish. I mean,
Yeah, I said, it wasn't horrible. It was okay for what it was, But my lean into, like I said, if we had to pick one, match of the night would end up being the women's Royal Rumble. Only reason why I lean into that as because versus the men's, we had a major pop moment between the three of us. Pause on that one, but you know what I'm talking about with Jordan Grace. Then we had Naomi come back. So that was really good. And also mostly because my pick Bailey won.
That's not even a high.
Come on now, let's not forget the elephant in the room. Let's not forget the main attraction.
I was saving that for you because I knew one of you two was gonna, do your normal. We haven't had it happen in a while since it involved Nia, but go ahead. Have at thee. We haven't been two in a while.
With Jade Cargill?
We haven't been two in a while.
Jade Cargill?
That was the payoff. That stare down was the payoff.
Oh, I thought it was a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, what wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah. Bad motion in the camera angle that, just was in the wrong spot or the right spot at the wrong time, depending on how you look at it. Yep.
With who?
Jade. Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that
did.
big time.
Y'all got to go back and watch that.
There was a moon out tonight.
But that match, outside of those obvious,
It was Saturn out there tonight. There was plenty of moons out there.
I'd say if nothing else, it gave them the opportunity to put some feelers out to see how much money they could draw with Jade versus Bianca, Jade versus Nia, and then we still have another elephant in the room: Jade versus Rhea Ripley.
Wait. Jade versus Becky. You got so many ways you can go with this.
Well, yeah, you could add that too. But I think, at least those man, that's money in the bank right there. Pun intended. Expectation.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this. I turn over to come. Just come on. Just peek in here real quick. This kid got something to say.
What I gotta say?
Caden Carter.
There's nothing to say about that.
Yeah, but it ain't nothing to say. He was popping up.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does.
He had a pretty good showing. I was expecting a Kofi moment from I still call her Katie Catanzaro, but from Katana Chance. I thought she was going to do something, but we ended up getting it didn't really pay off too much, but a bunch of memes out of Kairi Sane with her grasping on. I don't know if that was a botch or that was the actual spot, but I
think that was a spot that turned into a botch.
Right.
Yeah, because she tried it. She got that 1 foot down and she tried it, but she wasn't gonna get back up after the way she was.
She didn't have that arm strength on that one. And Oscar was holding on for dear life. But
you might have helped on that one.
I agree with that. I agree. But like I said, that match in its totality ended up being the most entertaining versus the other two matches down the pike. The first one being the Fatal 4-Way. I'm not going to lie. We knew what the end result was. So that was a go to the bathroom moment, grab a quick snack, talk on the phone. We knew how it was going to end. However way they got there, Roman was going to walk out. That was a unanimous decision on that one.
Perry said a great way to debut and feature Jade. And he fleshing it out. Jade versus Nia this year. Jade versus Bianca next year.
Could be. But then again, with it being TKO, I'd probably put both in 2024.
You got programs that you could work. And
that's just, from a negotiation standpoint, Netflix has got to start hot. So, either one of those two matches with Raw going on Netflix, they've got to, have some build up and a couple things cooking to lead up into that, probably tag matches and stuff like that too. So the women's division is actually starting to look more exciting than the men's, because we kind of running out of men to make something, rather fresh and brand new, unless they, use some new talent like we saw. It was good to see Carmelo Hayes come in. Omos, I still think is an attraction since we potentially could be losing Brock Lesnar for, just general urination purposes. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So they've kind of got to dip in to the NXT bin or possibly the TNA bin, if we do some more cross promotion. But what did y'all think about Braun Breaker?
So Braun came in and did his thing.
Yeah.
Braun came in and did his thing. So
it made him look real good tonight.
Yeah.
Real good.
Did you catch the color scheme?
Yeah, I did.
Perry says Braun needs to be main roster. I agree with that.
Yep.
I agree with this too. Omos is a trash.
No.
He got work to do.
Now he has work, but he's working like a big man. If nothing else, he's working like a 80s big man. With 90s and 2000 potential is what I would say. But you can't find a specimen like that that's not playing basketball. Go ahead, KG. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. As much time as you've been in WWE, you should be way better than what you are right now. And Perry says the TNA deal is a one-off. I hope not.
I don't think so.
I hope not. That's
it's not necessarily a one-off, But think about it. 2 years straight, they've had the knockouts champion in the Royal Rumble. Last year it was Mickie James. This year it was Jordan Grace.
But Mickie James had dropped the title the weekend before, or earlier that
No,
week.
oh, she brought the title in.
Yeah,
She did?
Mickey, yeah, she wore it.
She wore the title into the
And they
match.
acknowledged it.
Yeah, and they acknowledge it exactly. So,
And if you're thinking about Naomi dropping to Jordan right before the Rumble, knowing that we all knew Naomi was coming back to WWE and pretty much going to be in the Rumble, we just were shocked that Jordan happened.
right.
But hold on. Let me say this. First, Perry said cop out. He Khali. I agree with that. That's what he is. He's the great Khali.
No, Khali could move. Khali was literally choppy. Omos he has motion. He is a true athlete. He just you can't be a high flyer because it doesn't make sense. He can't, kip up and do things that are just he can do it, but he shouldn't do it.
My thing is how much longer do we give him though?
Well, we have to give him somebody to play off of. And that's the one thing they haven't done yet. They've used him as, the heater and everything else, which is fine. So he gets on the learning tree. Now he's with MVP. He can be put in situations. I still think it'd have been better if they would have put back the Hurt Business and put him in it. So that way, you can have the Hurt Business versus, he could face, Damian Priest and, do all kind of stuff with the Judgment Day. But I think
he'd still be the heater though. He would still be the heater though.
Yeah, but he would have more match opportunities. Like I said, him versus Priest, he could do stuff. Him versus Dom, they can do stuff. Him versus Finn, they can do stuff. Him versus Truth, they could just feed Truth to him. It gives him some range. And I think that may be what you guys are not seeing is the range of what he can do. He didn't say, "Hey, this is my house," in the Royal Rumble.
Well, not done that in a while,
Thankfully.
so
he's learned. It's just he needs somebody to him versus Cody in a strong program, or him versus Drew McIntyre, or somebody, or maybe even the Miz, because the Miz is great on helping people cross that finish line. In a lot of instances, he just needs somebody like that can play off and give him the opportunity to dig deep into something because he can talk. He doesn't sound. It's not like my issue with Asuka where her English is still super broken, but you've been over here a long time. Or Nakamura, we're going to push you, but you can't speak. Half your promos is, on your native tongue. Omos could actually speak good English. We just have to connect with it. I'd put him in not Judgment Day, in the Bloodline, to learn under Paul Heyman. I know it wouldn't make sense, but I mean, if we can link him with Paul Heyman or somebody that can really just help him get there, Omos can pay dividends.
Well, get to a couple of these comments. Perry says, no, Mickie James had just won the title. Naomi has one more match in TNA this week, teaming with Jordan, which was for me, that was my pop. First, it was Jordan, then it was Nia. And, when Nia came out, the first thing I said was she's not like most girls. And then she went and proved it.
Yep.
Well, a lot of those TNA shows are taped anyway. They tape like a month to 2 months at a time. So, that was already taped. Just like they did, they just had that match with Okada and Motor City Machine Guns in the 6-man. They taped that a few weeks ago. So yeah, but yeah, Naomi's in. She signed, and you won't be seeing her outside of that taping. You won't see her in there anymore.
Yeah.
So,
and Perry
did what she needed to do and proved her value. And you could even see it in the match. How she wrestled once she finally got back into the groove was totally different than what we saw in prior with Funkadactyl Naomi. So she pulled a Drew McIntyre left and came back better, which is what you're supposed to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dolph Ziggler come back after he gets a title run and pops back in maybe next year or something like that. Just because, they shouldn't really let him go, but it was time for him to go. Almost to Perry's point, I don't agree with that for Omos, but, you can say the same thing about Dolph Ziggler. How many years to have him, just be a journeyman without giving him another major title reign, but he's out there outworking a lot of people. So, he goes out there, did what Naomi did, become champion, come back. Hey, he can pop into the Rumble and, be the next CM Punk in return, for lack of a better term, and, opportunities. But overall, just going back to the women's championship, like I said, that was my match of the night just because it had more moments. It was a lot more entertaining. The countdowns actually, made sense into the flow. And honestly, I had forgotten about Jade Cargill. So as I was thinking, I was waiting to see if we was going to get Mercedes, if TKO was going to, surprise us and cut that big check. If not for a one night opportunity versus, a longevity contract. But I was happy with Jade coming where she did. And it was smart. And, she did good business. She looked good. And no issues at all. And everybody popped when she picked up y'all girlfriend. And, the rest is history. So I don't think we're going to see her for a little bit more. But, she did what she needed to do. And that match did what it needed to do to help a lot of people out. Do you think they should have had maybe some nostalgia in there? Should have been some Hall of Famers, or were you happy with no Hall of Famers in the women's match?
Yeah, the Hall of Famer thing is passe. We don't need. I mean, we had Natalia. That's all we needed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I was hoping still for Jacqueline though, because she was making a case, or still is making a case, to come back and have one more opportunity. And why not the Rumble? She could just be there, get physical.
Man, see Jacqueline, but she wasn't needed. I mean,
yeah.
It was 30 picks that they got. It was a nice 30 they brought out.
Yeah, we could have pulled out Shotzi and slid in Jacqueline though.
Shotzi?
Hold on.
Yeah, we could have pulled Shotzi.
I don't know about Shotzi.
You would have left her in?
I'd have left Shotzi in. Maybe if I was going to replace anybody, it'd probably be what's her name?
Don't say Chelsea Green, because
No, not Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Poison
Pixie.
Yeah, Gargano's wife. Yeah, I would replace her.
Yeah, or at least eliminated her first before they did Indy Hartwell. They did Indy wrong this year. And what the hell is Dexter Lumis, by the way? We need him back too. He could have that would have been a great spot. She's about to get eliminated. Dexter, slides out and saves her again and puts her back in. But that is what it is on that. So let's move on to the third match. Oh, I'm sorry. What? I didn't know you. Well, we have reduced time in the late night.
And we gonna get to all of that. You got to get to these comments. Like you blowing through the stop signs.
You frozen. I don't know what number you're on.
Because you keep blowing through the stop sign.
What stop sign? I mentioned it.
I said, hold on.
You got to say what on the screen for 5 minutes.
And I said, hold on.
You ain't say hold on. Hey, James, you see what happened when he actually got video? Now he want to take over the show. Go ahead and put yourself on screenshot.
Hey, he's supposed to take over the show. Go ahead, KG.
He can't take over the show. He ain't got no championship.
That's
he ain't
okay.
No wiener.
Perry says, how many years you got? Give it up. I'm talking about Omos. Cut your losses. I'm at that point. Nick under a 2-year deal. Talking about Dolph Ziggler.
With TNA.
Expect Mercedes Moné to debut on AEW right before Rev.
For what? She's not going to move the needle over there. They got that'd be a waste of her value. She's better in Japan.
Well, he also says exactly. Let the Hall of Famers do autograph tables. Here's the thing. I said this, and I was so bored with the men's Royal Rumble. I was like, you got to
get there yet. We ain't get there yet.
Excuse me.
So you talking about me ignoring this? How you gonna jump? We ain't get
because
there yet.
we talking about Hall of Famers here, and
See,
I had an anecdote, and
if
I
this
thought
was
it
about
right.
10:30, you'd be eating right now, and then you'd be a lot more calm. You hyped up.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this back and forth is brought to you by Fort Mose Whiskey.
Get your black drink.
Black month this, you know you need to get you who is a black-owned company that provides a great product in whiskey and the bourbon field. So Fort Mose, we got it for you. www.buyfortmose.com/discount/maniacs and get your 10% off when you order online. They got a whiskey for a bourbon. They also have a rye and they have a rum for you. So I might have a little something for y'all next week. Dry January is ending for me. So hopefully if things work out, I got a little something special for you next week. So go ahead and get that order in and check us out next week and see what I got for you. Now, back to the Men's Royal Rumble. And shut y'all's asses up.
Well, I was going to go to the Fatal 4-Way.
That too.
Before the Men's Royal Rumble. But since you just diffused the situation.
Exactly.
Now there's KG no longer has heat. So
that tidbit brought to you by Polar Seltzer Water. Tonight we doing raspberry lime since it's dry January.
If we throwing out sponsors, my WrestleMania drink was brought to you by Stars and Stripes. No relation to United States of America, but it was in relation to $1.25. And if you're wondering, in typical American fashion, it's 20 grams of sugar, so it will kill your ass. But it's good as hell. Diabetes for real.
Well, mine is no grams of sugar. As a matter of fact, mine's got nothing in it but water.
Well, mine is sponsored by Metformin. Just remember, as you're taking it, you may have to pee a little bit more frequently that first month. Just know that in advance. Metformin, you don't want that shit. So exercise, all the stuff that 40 years of Hogan talked about. Say prayers, exercise. Don't get the diabetes and the high sugar. So, sorry, where we leave off at?
Are we gonna do Fatal 4-Way or are we gonna do the Royal Rumble?
We'll do the Fatal 4-Way. We can do it real simple. Roman won. Well,
did you see it going any other way?
Nope. It'd be an insult to everybody if it did. No disrespect to the other three people, but WrestleMania now apparently is a lock for Roman versus Cody. We'll put some air quotations on that because, that could be a triple threat.
I'm thinking that's going to turn into a triple threat. And it ain't the triple threat you're thinking.
Well, if it goes triple threat, that would give Cody the win, Roman the out because you didn't beat me. But
who's your third?
The third? It's got to be
who's your third?
No? Who you got?
Your new board member, The Rock.
That's the one. That's the original. That's the original. But it's still in sway because now he's a board member. Would look like if a member of the board is actually wrestling. That's kind of, in some terms, you can look at it as a conflict of interest. I know, but that's also nepotism on his part. So but
Triple H.
Yeah, but it's a different regime. It's not the VKM run business anymore. It's UFC run business, TKO run business. And if they want that, then they get that. If they don't want that, then it becomes something different. But the key is Seth Rollins.
You got to run around on interviews talking about how good it would be to have that match. He pushing the match
because what are they selling? He's not selling the match. He's selling tickets. He's selling subscriptions to Peacock because what? He's a board member. That's going to get him more money. And since, his daughter is now in charge, that'll get some eyes on NXT to get her some more money. And then he could go ahead and, maybe buy an NFL team or something. So,
He don't need to buy an NFL team. He got a whole league.
Well, yeah, but, why stop there? KG can pretty much attest to, everything that Magic Johnson has. He can name all that stuff off. Shoot, Magic Johnson even cured AIDS for himself. So, there's a lot of things that The Rock can do.
Well, Perry says not according to his interview on First Take. He's talking long-term storytelling.
Right, long-term meaning WrestleMania.
Not this WrestleMania.
Plus him wrestling that next year's WrestleMania fits the new Netflix deal. And see,
Roman's going to take some time off. That's also planned in the works as well for health reasons. And then we also have Seth Rollins in flux. So that means that if Seth Rollins may not be 100%, then it may not be a smart deal to have Seth versus CM Punk. It would be smarter to have CM Punk, Cody versus Roman. And then Seth can have, a match that if he drops the belt, he could drop it to somebody and it's not going to, doesn't have to be the most spectacular match versus the high expectations of Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
It would be Gunther.
Right, which is fine. So Gunther could come out of there double champion. Damian Priest can cash in, and then we can see how that goes just to get the cash in out the way. And he could cash in for the IC title.
He can cash in for the world title.
Or we still have that, idea in play with, what's his name? Finn Balor actually having his name on a contract. And that could come into play. But, that could be a side story. But yet you still have the bigger story, which we saw at the ending of the Rumble, which is Cody versus CM Punk. Roman would be just kind of like the afterthought because we know there's going to be a title change. It'll be long enough. That gives, Roman his break. He can rest up for a little bit, get healthy, and then come back strong. And then we could have The Rock be in play and all that other stuff can happen and it'll make sense. Possibly. But that Men's Royal Rumble was some bullshit. Now you can talk. You want some beef? You got beef on, or you just want to talk about it?
No, I just want to talk about it. It's just a thought. It was I said this to my brother-in-law, and I said this to the kids. I said, we need a surprise entrant. And we were like at 24, and I was like, it's got to be somebody that you don't expect. Somebody's not on the roster. Do it like you did to women. You need to see that. And I was like, what would be great? I said, if you got Hulk Hogan at 30, he came in, won the whole thing, goes to WrestleMania, and wrestles a hologram of Andre the Giant.
Oh my God.
Your surprise entrant was Andrade.
Boom, bang, pow, surprise.
That was your surprise.
Our Truth coming out to Hogan's music. Hogan's music would pop off, and then Truth comes out like that to celebrate 40 years. But it was good to see, the Hulkster, hyping up his city and his area, his state.
Perry said a Seth dropping a Gunther.
Yep, that's what we covered there.
Cody versus Roman 2, no triple threat, no twist. That's the story. But Cody got to go over this time because you're going to lose if Cody does not win. If he does not win at WrestleMania, if he does not win the title at WrestleMania, I think you're going to lose a lot of people.
No, he's got to go over.
And then where do you have CM Punk? You got to have CM Punk involved.
I think Cody and CM Punk leading up to Mania is going to be the story. Roman's going to do Roman. We're not going to get anything extra special out of Roman's side of the coin. But them
in WrestleMania?
No, I'm saying CM Punk in Mania It could even come to the fact that, Punk just isn't happy that he lost to Cody tonight. And before we get to Mania, it could be, look, put your opportunity up. You that big and bad, you really think you're Dusty's son, you really think you're destined and ordained to finish the fight, to finish the story, put it up one-on-one. If we don't get to what Perry is talking about there, no twist or a triple threat, then let them have a match so that way if Cody's going to go, he's going to go 100% with no roadblocks because he's got to put CM Punk in the rear view. Kind of like what they were trying to do with Drew McIntyre, but Drew's perspective just wasn't believable. CM Punk has more skin in the game. So again,
and Perry says Andrade win a surprise.
Yeah, they'll be in a chamber, but this doesn't have to be a premium live event. I'm talking this could be on Raw, just for ratings. Also, as we're starting to segue to it, it'll be something big enough to kind of put the cloud of mystique and hiding over the whole Vince situation and all that other stuff that's still coming out. Let's have a massive thing on Monday night to get people talking, something built up to, sleight of hand. Oh, you forget about this. And then we're WrestleMania season, and let's just keep that motion going since, sponsorships and all that stuff is in play. And, we don't want anybody else pulling out, and we got to make sure we have all this super events for every Monday and every Friday because the eyes of the world are on us. We need to, do something. So, but like I said, those three is going to have some involvement leading up to WrestleMania. If I was a bet man, I'm trying to be, a super winner all year, but at least my bet was right tonight. Isn't that right, KG? What?
Hey, Sumo, did you know the day the 28th?
I know. It seemed like it was still the 27th. I don't know.
Yeah. I know, right? I missed my belt, so it's just been a whole day since I've seen my belt. Can you show it to me again? I mean, I got this one, but I'd like to see the other one, It was yesterday when you showed it to me. Help a brother out here.
And then we did realize that Andrade was not a surprise, but
right.
he was a surprise to those that don't watch AEW. So yeah,
it'd have been a surprise if Charlotte hobbled out and gave him a kiss, welcome him back to WWE.
Question: does he still use the figure eight as a finish?
Heck yeah, they got to do a mixed tag with the two of them.
But does he do it on his own? I see if he does it with in a tag match, but
yeah,
does he do it on his own?
Yeah, while she's gone, yeah. And then they can spin that, he's paying homage to his wife, Charlotte Flair. He can throw a thumbs up while he's in it or something like, all kind of stupid stuff. He can make it work.
And Perry say still going to be Seth versus Punk.
And now Seth is able to wrestle. If Seth is able to wrestle, not wishing him any ill wills, but I'd rather him be 100% so that way he can go forward than to not be, and then he gets injured again.
Or CM Punk and Gunther for number one contender.
Yeah, like I said, having Gunther in play, if it's just a match to let Seth go ahead and go somewhere and rest and get healed up and do what he needs to do. Gunther is a great fit for that. It's his due to. Plus, those chops were vicious tonight or last night. So
I just think we didn't get Okada tonight. I would have liked to see Okada, especially while Nakamura and Finn Balor were in, and Punk and not Punk, but Cody were in the ring together.
Yeah, not only that, but they was infusing so much culture into the ring at one time. KG was a little off saying it was Little Mexico. I thought that was pretty messed up. But
where'd that come from?
That's what he said. That wasn't me.
No.
I said, where'd that come from?
Hit him with the Matumbo. No. But either way, I mean, that would have been cool to see. That would have been a great, expected, but great surprise. I think
Well,
they've done a good job introducing him.
Get in with the crew. He can't do it. He can't do it. Who's all that? And Andrade gave him the wave off, like, get out of here.
You can't do that without Selena Vega. Which I think, that would be great for her to go back to him. I understand the LWO thing, but man, that was a duo. That was like Rusev and Lana. That was just a great pairing to have.
Agreed. As far as the figure eight, Andrade using the figure eight, Perry said if the producers will allow it. And as far as Okada, he said don't think he's coming. And exactly, Rush didn't approve that.
Yeah, Roosh, he would have. Yeah, in order to, he's talking about how Roosh that's in AEW is one of the original Los Ingobernables with Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
Back when Andrade was under a mask as La Sombra, so they were like the two originals, two of the originals. So yeah.
Well, I mean, Andrade can do whatever he used to do. It's, does he want to do that or not? Or, he's coming in the face now. Say it again.
He made join WO and kind of bring a bring some of them over to him.
Well, while we talking, how much time would you put before we turn Dominic face? How much more time?
Too good running heel.
Yeah, he's got too much.
He's got
that.
Well, maybe another 5 years? Just keep him in that lane. 2 years.
5 is too long. I'd say give it another year, especially with Ray being hurt, so they can't really finish it. We don't know how much longer Ray's gonna be out, so I say give it another year and see what let Ray come back and then see what happens.
All right. And a sub question to that is how much shelf life do you think we have? Well, two-parters. How much shelf life do you think we have on the Judgment Day? How longer can we, just have them as a faction, a viable faction, A, and B, what would you say the end result or the payoff is with this R-Truth thing? Where do we go? Where are we going? Where can we end up?
Oh, they're gonna end up jumping out R-Truth anyway. Not that he's jumped in, but still, they'll end up jumping R-Truth out. Huh?
He said he was jumped in.
He said he was jumped in. That don't mean he was jumped in just because he said it.
R-Truth showed up for the Women's Royal Rumble, so I mean, how much can you take that as?
You saw what Damian did to him after he got JD. After JD get eliminated. So yeah. Yep. So now, as far as what will happen, as long as the Money in the Bank briefcase is in play, they can do whatever they need to do. The first person probably to leave would be Rhea, in my opinion. Especially since they're talking about how Rhea is making all these decisions for the group and going to is it Aldous? Yeah, going to Aldous about stuff, about making matches and making decisions for the group. I can see them jumping her out first. Keep it in it, but like I said, as long as the Money in the Bank briefcase is in play, I see the Judgment Day keeps going. Once the determination is made as to the contract and the cash in, then that's when you'll start seeing the cracks in the foundation.
So, and that thought process, we're at the end of days then, because it has to be used by Mania.
No, it doesn't.
Under the new rules, they've been doing
he has a full year. That goes for him. It goes past Mania.
But what they've been doing is they've been, using it before Mania. It's been a while since the Money in the Bank briefcase has crossed over to close to the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view. They've been popping that thing by hook or by crook by Mania the last 3 to 5 years. So It's almost like they're just changing the rules a little bit. It has to be done by Mania. I think last year they said that, if I remember correctly. Michael Cole said something to that effect, that, you know, they have until WrestleMania to cash in their contract. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive about that. But they've definitely been, you know, popping it before WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah. Just some side thoughts, you know, out of curiosity, because, you know, you brought up the R-Truth thing, and the
Seth is vulnerable. Seth is vulnerable right now. You know, he's not going to be in any matches between now and then.
Right.
But they just catch him trying to. He may catch him doing a promo or something in the ring and just decide to cash in on him.
Right. And that's why I said, you know, Seth is in flux. So, you know, Damian becomes champion, then, you know, before Mania, then where do we go? Why have CM Punk versus Damian Priest? I would do the Gunther thing. And then, you know, put CM Punk with Cody and Roman on night 2. So who knows?
Yeah,
but
I would prefer to have Gunther CM Punk. Well, hold on. How do we say it? Seth Gunther. Seth loses the Gunther. Gunther gets the belt. CM Punk comes in, they cash in on the winner between CM Punk and Gunther.
Yeah. If Gunther gets it before Mania, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Which could be the Elimination Chamber if Seth has to be in it.
Right.
So, you know,
it doesn't have to be. But then again,
it depends on what they do this year.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it kind of depends because, like you said, because Elimination Chamber will be one man, one woman, right?
Right.
So it would probably make more sense to do the Elimination Chamber for the world title, Seth's title, because it may end up that be a championship match. Seth may have to drop the title because of his injury.
And the cash-in can happen then still.
So they make that a championship match.
Mm-hmm.
They make that a championship match, and then determine who's going
to be a number one contender.
Determine number one contender for WrestleMania, and then have Damian cash in on that.
Yeah, because we know Bayley versus Io is going to be that for Mania, since they're wrapping up the damage control thing. Yeah, because they're working towards.
You think it'll be
a face turn for Bayley?
Yeah, but I don't think that'll be the way they do it.
Bayley versus Rhea wouldn't make sense. That's
Why?
not put the butts in the seats.
Why wouldn't it?
But when you have, which one do you think is going to sell out half the stadium? Rhea versus Bayley, no disrespect to Bayley because you're my girl, or Rhea versus Nia, Rhea versus Jade, Rhea versus Becky Lynch. Any one of those three probably will be an Elimination Chamber. All three of them, let me put it that way. But any one of those three can win the EC and then still face the champion that wasn't picked. So either one of those three is going to put half of the stadium sold out, at least, on whatever night they're on. And then you're wrapping up the Bayley face turn because they've been doing it in house shows. You know, Bayley has been coming out talking bad to the crowd and stuff like that. She's been, you know, taking pictures with signs with the kids and not being old Bayley, you know, with the Bayley buddies, but she's been buddying up to people just, you know, as they're testing out to see how people will react to it. And it's been favorable.
See, that's disappointing.
Out there of her, you know, smiling with the kids and I love Bayley signs and she's all hugging up and stuff. When they wear San Francisco stuff, she's doing that and marking out.
Okay, disappointed because I was hoping to see Bayley versus Rhea Bailey, in my thought process, Bailey wins Royal Rumble, picks Rhea, goes to Mania, loses to Rhea, then they drop the Damage Control drops her, and she turns face.
But see, that's the thing. That's the expected route. So why would you want to pay to watch her lose to Rhea Ripley? Wouldn't it be more money in your pocket to pay to see which one of those three could potentially beat Rhea? And then you've got Bailey versus Io, a built-in storyline. You also got to think about Mania and the way they like to tell those daggone, Oscar-like vignettes. So, you're leading up to how it all came about and all this stuff and how the rift happened with the Kabuki Warriors and forming together. And it seemed like Bailey was on the outs and she's cutting promos to save face about how it was all her idea. Bailey is going to get, attacked by, what's her name? The fourth member. What's the Australian? I'm totally brain farting on. Dakota Kai. So Dakota's going to show up, hit Bailey, and then they just going to jump her, whatever it may be. And then that's why she's going to pick Io. And then you've got 3-on-1. How's Bailey going to overcome that? And she started cutting her face promos and, leaning into, Eddie Guerrero and all this other stuff and, pull at the heartstrings. And, she may even, for that match at WrestleMania, do her hair in a Bailey style or whatever, She can go there if she wants to go there because, like I said, the fans have been receptive. And then she can win the championship. Then we can have Charlotte come back. Then, hopefully by that point, or we can see where Jade ends up and, there's other opportunities there, depending on what they do on the Raw side. And you can make something of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So,
Bailey versus Io only makes
about to say who Barry Sanders.
Story's already there. And Rhea versus Becky at WrestleMania. All right, it's about that time.
We can tell you tired. So as we get close to 1:00 on this reaction show, we're gonna talk about one last thing. May get the KG's, the tip of KG's head all sweaty and stuff like that, So our boy, well, who used to be our boy, because we can't claim him anymore because he out there surpassing R. Kelly on what he doing on people's foreheads. But Vince is out officially or pushed out because it wasn't he just made that decision. It's, hey, man, if the Wall Street Journal is basically printing a Law and Order episode about you, yeah, you got to go. You're officially bad for business from the TKO standpoint. But what I read today, though, I thought was interesting because we're not going to go in super detail because you can go out and just Google it and you'll see these text messages and stuff. There's reports saying that the reason that Shane actually left the first time in the 2000s is because he was discovering this nefarious stuff and was like, I ain't got time for that, Dad. If you're not going to stop, then I can't be a part of this. Because, yeah, I'm quite sure it was like, hey, son, you want to come in here and, we need a fourth, basically. We ain't talking about card playing. Ain't no spades going on in this situation here.
Golf.
For real.
They ain't playing golf.
That's right. Maybe some tonsil hockey, but that's about it. So what's your thoughts on it as PG as we can get? Because, like I said, the Wall Street Journal and, I'm waiting for Olivia and Stabler to get back together and start investigating this case. A couple gongs and a Jack McCoy closing argument on this one. This mess is just hot off the press. In
the words of the great philosopher Riley Freeman, I see P coming, I move. She saw P coming, she stayed. Now, where does personal responsibility fall in this situation?
Man,
I'm just saying, hey, I mean, I understand. I understand. You might be a little freaky deaky and want to, hook up with the wrestlers and whatnot, and you got a pimp named Slickback helping you out with that. But bruh, come on now. And then you start snitching once you not getting paid. All of a sudden, you owe me $2 million. Okay, I'm gonna have to start letting some folks know about your vices, so to speak. But yeah, Vince is out there, buddy. I mean, and according to some other wrestlers out there, the worst hasn't been exposed yet. It's still some even worse scenarios out there. I mean, who knows what's about to come out now? But
I'm scared because I don't know how more worse. I mean, like I said, as they were talking about it, and I was reading it, I'm thinking about Chappelle's show, they had that nice little skit where, I'm not going to believe it unless, R. Kelly's grandma is standing next to it, when it's happening and recording a video talking about that's my Robert. It's like, well, then maybe, just maybe, I may believe that. But, yeah, my man Vince said, R. Kelly, I can top him. Let me turn around. It's like, well, I guess if you have to go in the moment, but I'm not even mad at Vince in that situation. I'm mad at the dude that's looking at Vince turn around and do this. Because I'm like, it got on you too. For real. Like, ain't nobody, what I'm saying, and he old, so it's not like it's clumped together. That's probably some explosive stuff coming out the shaft there. Trying to paint the picture without going there. So, we got some explosive stuff coming out, and you just right there. It's like, dude, you got to stop that one. You got to pause. Like, hey, man.
Okay.
You're going a little too far, Vince. We can't. Nah, dog. Nah.
Between
Vince, y'all do what y'all gonna do. I'm not gonna be there. Jimmy Wang Yang ain't gonna be there in the line of fire.
Hold on.
Between Vince and the Nut Apples tonight, I'm just saying,
Nut Apples is the theme of the night with Carlito and that daggone apple out of his trunks. But everything that's been said in Wall Street Journal is all allegedly. So you have to say allegedly.
Okay, you can put allegedly on it, but I don't, come on now. I don't know.
But here's the thing.
I bet you there's a video. True.
Hope not.
Come on now.
But here's the thing. You have to look at it like this. Whatever happened, whatever you feel about it, whatever happened, it is crazy. And then he's pretty much got the Chris Benoit sentence. So he's been erased from everything. Now, you look at this whole situation, and I mean, of course, we're keeping it as PG as possible. We all have our feelings about it. And I was telling my wife earlier today, it was yesterday when the news first broke. I said, it's crazy. The first thing most people's minds go to is she doing this for money? What didn't she get? And it seems it's crazy. That's the first thing that everybody goes to, because we've seen so many situations where it wasn't because you were upset about it. It wasn't because you were done wrong. It was because you didn't get that final payment, and it was all about money. And we've seen it so many times, and it's like you've gotten to the point where now that's where you're at. So it's like this situation. I'm looking at replies on Twitter and stuff like that, and people are saying, "I never knew Vince had it in him to talk like that." Like, really? Like, what? We talking about 78-year-old Vince McMahon? Like, dog. Ew. Apparently, the Vince McMahon, the Mr. McMahon character we've seen on TV since what, 97, 96, 97?
Yeah,
The one that was
96, 97.
cultivated over in Tennessee and then put on TV. Apparently, some parallels to real life, allegedly.
Yeah, he did call Booker N-word on national television.
What I'm scared of is when the name's gonna start coming out, because the next person in the fire line is Michael Hayes, allegedly.
Well, no, I heard it's Laurinaitis next in line.
Well, he's already been in the line of fire. Well, Michael Hayes, his conversations hasn't been talked about in at least 10 maybe 15 years of alleged inappropriate conversations with the divas back then. Well, he wasn't talking too much, but you know me. So when names start coming out, I mean, there's already some people that are commenting, but they're commenting in a way that is kind of like, did you do something? You sounded kind of interesting. It's not like you're just making a comment.
That were involved. So the article did say there were some wrestlers that were involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially talk about UFC fighter who they were trying to re-sign.
No, but I'm talking about, the women that, there's some, when those names start coming out, that's what I'm afraid of. That may have been in that situation. Because, exposés are great, but, some people may not want to relive that. I know she's trying to open up a can of worms for whatever reasoning. But,
well,
this is
as the wrestlers and the women are concerned, Vince still has an end. He calls himself being resigned. We've seen this before, but he still has an end. He's got that one person that's still in position.
He don't even need done. I mean, what's his name? Bruce Pritchard.
I love you.
He don't need Pritchard. They need him. Just the name recognition of him in association with everything that happens at WrestleMania season while he's alive. That's negotiation. That's vision. That's still part of the every fiber that's sewn into WWE at this point. So he's always, as long as he's breathing, going to have an in from the money perspective.
Well, hold on. Perry said he hasn't been with Linda for 20 years. I thought it was longer than that. It was just for show.
Yeah, right. I thought so too.
He also says, which is why TKO is rumored to be cleaning them out next. So we start seeing some fires from some stalwarts, some heavy hitters. We know what it got to do with, but also the memes that are flying around.
Oh yeah,
the memes. Oh, Chris Benoit and Pat Patterson are waiting for Vince in hell. And what's crazy?
Guess who's happy about all this situation coming out? Not talk bad about anybody on a Sunday. Not trying to get struck down, but there's a certain passer that is like, whoo, glad they're not thinking about me right now.
Not even going there. Not going to do it.
I'm just saying. It's amazing how the world works.
Here's a question.
On our private chat. It's only going to be a matter of time before the next one happens.
Somebody wants to be swallowed.
I said I wasn't going to do it.
What is it like to be swallowed? Swallowed up.
And Perry said he's going to have to sell his stocks too. So yeah, it's going to be a full separation. But here's my question:
I don't think he's going to have to sell his stock because him being him having shares in the company has nothing to do with the optics of the company. He owns it. No, he owns the shares.
Here's the thing:
that can, we well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Say what you're gonna say, but
No, I got a question. This question to you two gentlemen and Perry in the comments. The things that was alleged to have happened with Pat Patterson and him allegedly sexually harassing performers of the male persuasion, why didn't that come out it never came to light until after his death? Like, everybody's always spoke so highly of Pat Patterson.
well, we talk about a different situation for a different time. You can't talk about that back then.
But even during the Me Too movement, but even during the Me Too movement, when everything was coming out during the Me Too movement, why didn't these things about Pat Patterson and filling up wrestlers and grabbing them and stuff like that? Why didn't that come out during the Me Too movement? It seems like all the dirt came to the surface after his death, and it's like, okay, it's nothing you can do about that. You can't atone for that. And Perry says, not everything. He also says, family-owned company, easy to hide. Yeah, it does, fam. Sorry about Vince's total separation. That's bad for biz and the optics. He will have to divest and sell. That's what I believe, just to get him away from everything.
He's going to sell what he wants to make money. But like I told y'all, we talking about old money, and we talking about not to get political, but the right side of the coin. Those two things together mean that money is going to stay exactly where it is. The only thing that they go and race is, like you said, the Chris Benoit side, where you won't have the overt references, or Vince will actually be on his do not speak list, for when it comes down to commentating and the opening crawls and all that stuff. And I guess what Peacock curates now, so they may have to pull out the McMahon era out of the Attitude Era, and stuff like that as well.
That's like
just for right now. Hey,
if that's a sandwich, that's like the other piece of meat.
They've already censored it. They've already censored it, so we know it can be done. And that was just off of people being put in the hearts and soft. Now we're talking about another situation, so we know they can just take that stuff off the streaming service. Just take it off, so that way you can't find it if they wanted to. But as far as the money, that's too long money, and he's got a buddy out there that potentially will be the nominee that has done probably equally as much, and he's going to be a nominee for president of the United States, and he ain't lost no money yet. So don't think that Vince has got he got to give up all his money, whatever. And then even in that thought, all he's got to do is one thing: gift it to his family. Slide that money. That money is not leaving the McMahon household unless he decides to give it away to something. That's his. He's vested.
Perry says they're public. He will have to sell. Research it. I think he will.
Nope.
I mean, because you want to get rid of every single piece of him. If you go on race,
if he had to sell, he would have had to sell it. Let's say if they were that demanding, he would have had to sell it the first time. That money ain't going nowhere. Vince McMahon is not going to be broke.
Hold on. It wasn't this detailed the first time. And Perry said his stocks in TKO, not his money.
But TKO stock is new. WWE, vested stock is what I'm talking about. The Vince made money, which he's got more of that than he's got TKO money. He got paid from TKO, but his WWE money, the billions upon billions of stock that he can leverage, that is not going anywhere. That's what they were talking about. But TKO, he can sell that off. It don't even matter to him. That's chump change, because he just got it. I don't even know what the amount of shares it is, but that's like a tenth of what he has on the official WWE side of it. That's vested. Once it's vested, it's yours. You don't have to sell what's yours. You could be a criminal and be a millionaire, but that don't mean you got to give up your millions because you committed a crime. It's still your money in the bank. Now, if you never get out, you may not be able to go to the bank to get it. Maybe somebody nice in your family could put it on your books, but it's still your money. You just ain't getting out of jail. but you're going to be making sure that ain't nobody grabbing you in your cell at night because you're going to be giving up a lot of ramen noodles and snacks and stuff for the rest of your life. But, that's how that goes. That stuff is real. So either way, we'll keep you well abreast because you see how I just hit that because we can't go over even as low as late night, a reaction show. We got to make sure we stay in the parameters of what it is. Did you show my belt again, by the way, for, Sunday? Did you show the Sunday belt? It's different from the Saturday belt. Just checking. Oh, there it is. Man, I almost forgot what it looked like 24 hours ago. It looked a little different. Maybe it wasn't as shiny as it is on a Sunday.
Ladies,
speaking of Sunday, make sure you watch the Sunday Rise. So, as that glistens when the sun hits it on Sunday, thinking about me winning, then you could also get to talk about hopefully the Ravens winning by the end of tomorrow. And who cares on who's on the other side of Super Bowl coin? We just need my man Lamar to get out there and put in his work. KG, you want to add some more plug into that, what y'all going to talk about, or was that pretty much the gist of it?
Well, I mean, we going to, it's Championship Sunday, so what we talking about. That's no doubt. Myself, the boss BJ, if I'm not mistaken, the Midnight Rider will be on special assignment later on in the morning. So that's that. Make sure you join us 11:30 tomorrow morning. Well, 11:30 this morning. So you got what? 10 hours to get on up with us. So
that's right. Get on up with the Rise. That gives you about 8 hours of Fort Mose drinking. If you've already picked that up, courtesy of our discount that you see down below, make sure you go ahead and utilize that. And then Sumo, is there any events that's coming that you'll be filling us in on for a future That's Just Nubian?
February 11th, there'll be a big show. There'll be Okada's last match under New Japan Pro Wrestling. He wrestled his last match under contract a couple of mornings ago in a 6-man tag match championship match, which he, Tanahashi, and Ishii retained the 6-man titles. And at the end of the match, Okada made his speech to Korakuen Hall saying that they were going to vacate the belts. So that was, like I said, that was his last match under contract. He'll have one more match with Hiroshi Tanahashi in a singles match, and then he'll be done with New Japan after that. There'll also be some other championship matches on that card. Tamatonga's last match will be coming up here soon in New Japan. He'll be giving up his position with New Japan Pro Wrestling to be with his family in the United States. But that's pretty much what's going on right now. CW will start showing NWA Power on the CW app for free here soon. So you can be looking out for that. If anybody that wants to get interested in NWA and what's going on there with them. You got another pay-per-view coming up with TNA that'll be showing up here in the next couple of weeks. So I'll be looking at that as well. Yeah, just a lot going on. And I'll keep you posted once everything goes down.
Perry said there's not vested stock. It's TKO now. I agree with this right here. No Swifties, go Ravens. Damn it, that's right. And a message for the Sumo. Go back and watch Effie versus Mance.
Oh yeah, Effie versus Mance Warner. They've been there's been some beef with them. They're both part of the Second Gear crew, which is a independent wrestling crew that's pretty much based in Game Changer Wrestling, GCW, but they've been moving around to MLW and some other independents. Effie was part of that group, and Mance Warner has gotten into a beef with him, saying that they aren't friends anymore. that Effie has changed and whatnot. Effie also has a show that he does every year called the Big Gay Brunch that is going to be going on here soon. So I'll keep you appraised of that as well, because there's going to be some interesting matches on that card that'll probably be of interest to folks. So yeah, I do need to check that out and see what's going on, because that's probably going to be a bloody match. It'll probably be a very hardcore match.
All right. Well, KG, I'll let you close us out.
Perry said that was today. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for letting us be a part of your Saturday night into Sunday morning. Man, get up with us. I'm getting comments here. Bussy versus Mansoor and Mace was main evented.
Yeah, Mansoor and Mace, of course, you know them from WWE. They were with the Maxine Dupree and all that, and when before LA Knight changed his name to when
LA
he changed his name, when he was Max Dupree.
Yeah,
you know, when he
Maximum
had
Male Models
models, right? That's so
and
those
part
are
of
the same
Retribution.
versus Bussy. Yeah, that's not Boosie, but Bussy, and that's exactly what you think it means. That's the tag team of Effie and his tag partner, who is a female, Allie Catch.
Okay.
That's the tag team. So yeah.
Okay.
The main event. That was the main event of the Big Gay Brunch.
There you go.
All right. Like I
Yeah,
said,
bring us home, KG, because you got about a minute some change, or you're gonna get us in trouble.
thank you for letting us be a part of your Saturday night. Hope you enjoy Royal Rumble. I'll be back in the morning. These two guys be back on Saturday. Gentlemen, don't you got something to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, motherfucking chant.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Diversify your bonds.